Good morning. If you're in like Flynn, come in. I'm chatting away to myself right now, which is not unheard of, to be honest. Moving all the stock props, etc. down a bit. Right, if you're coming in today, this is the class that was requested when I said to everyone, do you want me to do a second balance one? Because response on balance was absolutely crazy. Everyone absolutely loved it. Do you want me to come in and do a second balance one? Or do you want me to start moving on to hand arthritis? And the results came back that you wanted me to do a balance one. So do come in and join me today for balance. And I'll see you all in a minute. So if you're coming in, what you will need is some cups, or I'm going to be using cups anyway. So some cups or something that you can walk over. That's just something that you find. Good morning. Just something that you find in your room. I'm using cups. I do use cups in halls as well. With my seated guys, if you come to my fusion classes, I use actual cones which have got bars running between them to step over, because those guys are a bit more agile, and also because they can go to different levels. But just grab anything you've got in the house. You're going to need about 5 of them today. And if you can get things that are different colours, then absolutely brilliant. I didn't have enough colours, so I've actually brought in a ball as well. You can do that. So if you've got just things in your house that are not necessarily actually cups or whatever, it doesn't matter. Grab the remote control, grab the I don't know, a tissue that's next to you, or a cushion or whatever. Just grab 5 things, different colours. If you can have them roughly around about this size, that would be great, because you're going to be stepping over them and you're going to be touching off of them as well. So there you go. Grab 5 things, different colours. Okay, it's the first thing we're going to do. Just going to wait a second for more people to click in. I can see I've got one person in. Do come and say hello. And we're going to be starting literally in a minute, because this is the time to start anyway. So I'm going to go for it. Okay, let's set our 20-minute timer. Here we go. Right, so this is actually the second one in the balance series that I've done. If you're finding anything on here too difficult, please go back to the first balance video that came out last week, or there's the whole balance section on this YouTuber's channel as well, called Restore Your Balance, Restore Your Balance, Regain Your Confidence. So do check out that section as well. Okay, so the first one that we're going to be doing today is toe exercises, but they're different to the ones that we did before. Today we're going to be splaying out the toes. So everything I'm doing with my hands is what I'm doing with my feet, just to make it really easy to follow. So we're going to splay out our toes like this, just like I'm doing with my fingers, splaying them right out like this. And we're going to bring them in and relax. We're going to splay them right out, and we're going to come in and relax. We're going to do the opposite. We're going to scrunch them up as tight as we can and relax. We're going to scrunch them up as tight as we can, and we're going to relax. Amazing. Okay, we're going to bring all of our toes up into the sun. We're going to drop them down one at a time. Little toe, next toe, next toe, next toe. Big toe, hold it. And then we're going to come back up. Big toe, next toe, next toe, next toe. Little toe, hold it. Fantastic. We're going to scrunching them all around there. We're going to bring all of our toes up into the sun. Remember, my fingers are just mirroring my toes. So you're not actually doing this with your hands. Okay, fabulous. You're going to drop all of your toes apart from your big toe and hold it. And then you're going to go the other way around. You're going to go big toe down and all the other toes right up there into the sun and hold it. Perfect. And scrunching them all around. Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to be moving on swiftly today. One, we've only got 20 minutes, and 2, I covered a lot of our initial start balanced ones in the previous video, so do go back and check that one out. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is 5 colors. So you need to find 5 colors around your room and pop them and bring them over to you wherever you're sitting. So the 5 colors I'm using, if you can use the same 5 colors I'm using, that would be amazing, obviously, but I do realize that's not always possible. Okay, so the colors I'm using are orange, I'm using purple, I'm going to use blue, I'm using green, and I'm going to be using pink. Okay, I've usually got a lot more balls than this, but they're actually locked up in the studio at the moment. Okay, we've had a comment just come in. Sharon, miss my Dancin'Fit friends. Oh, okay. Right, okay, so we've got orange, purple, blue, green, and pink laid out in front of us. Okay, so what we're going to do initially is we're just going to go through exactly where these are. So we're going to go orange, coming back in, purple, you can look down at them, see where they are, blue. At this point, you're probably going to need to swap feet, green, and pink. Okay, so at the moment, this is purely a cognitive workout. Orange, purple, blue, green, pink. Let's go for that one more time, shall we? Just so we remember exactly the color order these are laid out in. Here we go. Orange, purple, blue, green, and pink. Fantastic. Okay. Right. So what we're going to do is not look at it. So now we're imagining we're walking down the street. Or we're walking around our house and there's rugs around, or there's curbs and potholes, cracks in the pavement, etc. Things that we can fall down and trip over. A little dog running around the house. Yeah. So so these are all of those objects. Okay. So what happens when you get older is you start shuffling. I'll be going more into this later, but you start shuffling. And the reason you start shuffling, a lot of it is to do with hip movement and also the general confidence. You start shuffling because you feel if you shuffle, you're more in control and you're less likely to fall. Because you're shuffling, you're now more likely to fall. It's actually the opposite effect. Now, this happens even more after a fall. So after people have fallen, they're even more likely to shuffle and therefore even more likely to then increase fall risk, right? So it's a bit of a, it's actually the opposite way around thing. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we know the order of these colors. Should we go through them one more time? Orange, purple, blue, green, pink. Okay, we know where they are. We're going to be looking for, because we're walking down the street. Okay, so we're not going to be looking down at the pavement, which is what a lot of people do when they get older, looking down at the pavement and shuffling. We're going to be looking straight forward and straight out and still avoiding all the cracks, curbs, etc. Are we ready? So this is a cognitive one as well as balance. So here we go. I'm going to call out a color and we're just going to touch it straight away without looking down. Here we go. And pink. Oh no! Where did we go? Did we do it? Forgot everything's reversed. Okay, here we go. And orange, pink, brilliant, green, blue, purple, purple, green, orange, pink, pink, green, purple. Oh no, blue, purple, purple, pink, orange. This is so difficult to do in the camera because the camera is showing me everything in reverse. So what I've got in my head and what I'm seeing with my eyes are the opposite. Orange, pink, purple, blue, green. So if you've got the same, if you did get the same colours as me, you will find that a lot easier because you can go by my verbal cueing as well. If you didn't use the same colours as me, maybe get somebody else in your room to call out your colours so you don't know which one to expect and you've just got to react to it. Okay, if you've got that and you're quite comfortable with that, and actually that's quite easy, we're going to stand up. Okay, so now we're standing up, we can stand up holding on to our chair. So what we're going to do is we're going to be coming side on so that we don't have to move those colours. They can stay exactly where they were before, right? We're going to come in so that we can touch the one at the front and we can touch the one at the back. Okay, so we're not miles away. Right. Okay, here we go. So now we've got pink, green, blue, purple, and orange. Are we ready? So again, we're going to be looking straight forward like we are not looking down because we're walking down the street. But at the same time, we don't want to be falling down things either. Here we go. Are we ready? We're going to try and remember this now between us. So we're going to go pink, green, blue, purple, orange. How did we do? Is that all right? Let's go back the other way, shall we? Orange, purple, blue, green, and pink. Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to mix this up. Here we go. And blue, blue, green, purple, orange, oh, pink, pink, blue, green, pink, orange, purple. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, let's swap sides and we're going to do exactly the same thing again. So we're going to be coming in, making sure you're roughly level between the first two. Like here. So if you're miles away, then come in closer. Here we go. And orange, purple, blue, green, pink. And back the other way. Pink, green, purple, blue, orange. Fantastic. You might already be finding this tricky. You might prefer to sit down, or you might need to look down again, look at your color order, and then stand up and try to do this. Okay, up to you. Here we go. I'm going to mix it up. And orange, purple, purple, green, purple, pink, orange, green, blue, purple, pink, pink, purple, orange, blue, green, green, purple, orange. Fantastic. So what you've been doing is several different things at the same time. You've been working on your cognitive skills, which is your brain health, which means you've got to remember pattern formation, so where things are in the room. Okay, so that's really important for cognitive health, learning new skill sets. This is the sort of thing I work on with people to actually help slow the progression of dementia. Now, something else you're working on here is you're working on your actual physical balance. So you're being able to lift in different positions without losing control at all. Okay. You're also working on your abductor muscles. So working on your abductor muscles, what happens when you get older, your abductor muscles are here. What happens when you get older is they rotate in. Okay, so what you're doing, because they rotate in, you're more likely to fall in. It also weakens your ankles, all sorts on the way down. So what we're doing is pulling those abductors back out very gently, back to where they should be. And we're literally doing that by the coming out to the side. Okay, I'm going to be going more into that in a minute and quite quickly, quite soon. Okay, the other thing we're doing is we're actually lifting into place. Okay, so we're now starting to come over the top of objects rather than scuffing through objects as well. So this one exercise actually does a lot of different things. Okay, we're going to move the chair out the way. So if you do come in on the replay, do come and say hello to me. And also tell me if you're trying these exercises. Plus, I would love to see photographs of yours. Some people are sending in photographs of their kids, of their mums, of themselves, of objects they're using instead of using balls. All sorts is coming in. It's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. You're just going to line up some objects in your room on the floor. Make sure there's not anything that rolls. I know I am using a bowl, but this is actually a squidgy ball. Okay, so this actually stays in place. Right, it doesn't matter on the colours on this. To be honest, what I would do is use exactly the same objects you've just used. But you want something that's not flat to the floor and you're not going to slip on. Okay, so as you're walking along when you get older, as I said, you start to shuffle. So what I mean by that is you go from standing up with a straight spine, with your head back, looking forward with your chin coming straight forward, okay? Well, one of the things that happens when you get older is you start coming forward like this, yes? You start arcing forward like this, which means that your neck then isn't in place. You can actually do a really good test for this. If you can see, if I take my hair out of the way, I've gone from this to this. It's actually, if you try that and that's not where you are right now, you actually find that's a huge, huge strain there. But this is what happens, it drops forward like this, or it can do. So one of the great exercises for this, I say, like, is a bonus one. You can actually stand against the wall and you can actually see, I don't know if, yes, so you can see this part of the wall. Okay, you can actually stand at the wall and do a test and see, is the back of your head, back of your shoulders, your bum, your legs, your heels, is everything lined up? If everything's naturally lined up, then your posture's still really good. You're fantastic. You don't have any upper back into neck problems coming forwards, okay? However, if you're having to do this with your head, trying to get the top of your head to touch the wall, because your head doesn't just naturally touch, then what that means is you are starting to arc at the top here. And so therefore, doing exercises that could bring it back into place are great. I do have exercises on that, but I also only have 5 minutes left. But there are loads. If you want me to bring them in next week, I will. Okay, right. So one thing that happens is you arc forward like this. Another thing that can happen is the shoulders then roll down into place like this, okay? But because you're looking at the floor all the time, then what happens is you're shuffling when you're walking as well, instead of lifting when you're walking, you're shuffling when you're walking. So what you're doing is increasing tension on your neck, increasing tension on your shoulders, and more likely to fall because you're shuffling, so you're going to fall over everything, and you're not looking up, so you don't know what's about to happen in front of you, like a car coming across or whatever, so you're more likely to cause an accident that way as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is correct all that, stop all that happening, by a very simple exercise. We're going to bring up our heel. So you see my heel is coming up here. I'm going to go heel into toe. I'm then going to come forward. I'm going to bring my other heel into toe, heel into toe, heel into toe, heel into toe. Brilliant. Let's go back the other way. Heel into toe, heel into toe, heel into toe, heel into toe, heel into toe. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to do it again without looking down. So you're going to be looking straight ahead. If you want to do this along the kitchen counter, so that these are lined up along the floor and you can hold on to the kitchen counter the whole way, or some form of ballet bar situation, something long like a dresser or something that you can hold on to, or a person. Okay, right, here we go. Are we ready? 5, 6, 7, and heel to toe, I'm not looking down. Heel to toe, and I'm not looking down. Heel to toe, and I'm not looking down. I'm also not looking in my mirrors because that will throw me off as well. We're going to come back the other way. Heel to toe, and I'm not looking down. Heel to toe, and I'm not looking down. Oh, heel to toe, and I'm not looking down. Did we do it? You can practice that as many times as you want to or need to. I would practice it every day. You can then level this one up. I'm not leveling it up right now, but I will show you how to. So what you can do is you can lay out 2 lines of cups, okay? And you can either mix up the cups or mix up something on top of the cups. So I'm not actually going to go through this completely right now for time factor, but I am going to show you how it can be done. Okay. So say, for example, we got loads of cups mixed up. Right, so you've got an orange there, an orange here, purple here, blue there, blue. It literally mixed up. Okay, the order doesn't matter. So then, what you're going to do as you're coming through, so there's a green, right? So I'm coming through. I'm going to have to pick up that green, bum, 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 bum. I'm then going to turn. I'm going to come back, bum, bum. I'm going to lay green on top of green. I'm then going to come back in again. I'm going to do the same thing. Blue on top of blue, purple on top of purple, etc. Okay, so blue on top of blue, bum, bum. Okay, and then we're forward again, heel to toe, and we're in. Yeah, and you see how it goes on. So the reason we're doing that is you're now bending and coming up as well. It's back into cognitive as well because you're also doing pattern formation, but this is great for balance because you're having to bend side to side, you're having to bend down and up, as well as remembering heel to toe. So this is how you then start leveling up exercises. Once you get control over them, once you get good at them, and you're used to knowing what you're doing, this is how you then start leveling up. Okay, so we've got 1 minute and 15 seconds left today. Oh my gosh, there's so many I can show you. Okay, I'm going to show you. Again, I'm going to run out of time. I think I could produce about 50 of these, to be honest. If anyone's interested in me producing a course, tell me in the comments. Or if you don't know how to write in the comments, give me a heart. Okay, right. Here we go. So the last one we're going to do today, and again, this is for people who are okay with their balance, they're quite good on their balance, but they're struggling with standing up. So if you're standing up by doing this, yeah, or holding on somehow to things, or pushing off your chair, yeah, or nose over toesing, which is really bad because then you can just fall on the floor. Well, if you're thinking you're nose over toesing, yeah, you can literally nose dive. It's a method they used to teach a lot. So what we now teach is you're actually going to pull up through this chest. So imagine you've got a piece of string on your chest. You're going to pull up through that chest. So as you're standing, you push down into the floor and up through the chest. So let's try that actually as our last one, I think would be great. Rather than me teaching you quad strength, I think getting up and down from a chair would be a great idea. Okay, so we're going to push down into the floor. We're going to pull up from that chest, pulling all the way up and through at the same time. Ready? So we're pushing down and pulling up. Okay, do you see it's a massive difference from this, nose over toes, to this. So what I'm doing, I'm pushing down through the floor and I'm pulling up through the chest. Ready? So here we go. Imagine there's a piece of thread there, right? It's attached and somebody's going to pull on that. And when they're pulling on that, your chest, I'm going to show you from the side. Right. So my toes and my feet are being pushed down the floor, my whole feet. My chest is being pulled up through my chest. Yes? Can you see? So as I am pushed down, I'm going to push down and I'm going to pull up through my chest. So instead of going nose over toes, yeah, which can cause accidents, you can fall out of the chair, you're going to pull up this piece of string. So we're pulling up this piece of string, we're pushing down through our feet, a whole foot, not just your toes, your whole foot, and you're pulling up through your chest at the same time. You might want to see if you can do maybe 2 or 3 of these in a go, depending on what you're like currently with getting up from a chair. If you currently struggle, then maybe try 2 or 3 of those maximum, but do try them every day and make sure somebody's around with you. What you're going to find over time is you're going to find this easier and easier. And before you know it, I promise you, I guarantee you actually, because it's happened so many times to so many customers, I guarantee you that what will happen to you is all of a sudden one day you'll just be getting up from your chair and you're off, and you won't even think about it, and you won't be struggling, and you won't be trying to get up, and you won't be going all the way forward and risking hitting your head and falling or falling out the chair. You'll literally be just pulling up. I guarantee you that's going to happen. And the reason I guarantee you, if you practice this every single day, that will happen, right, is because it has never failed. That one has never failed. It's absolutely fantastic. So today we've got our lovely Andrea in, who sent a crown. Okay. And a message. You've retracted the message. Okay. Right, guys. I hope you have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everybody is doing well. And we've got a comment coming through now. Some good tips. I will share the video when available with someone I know who struggles. Oh my God, thank you so much, Andrea. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because that's the whole reason I'm doing these. That's the whole reason I'm doing these. I really want to help as many people as possible. I know there's a lot of misinformation. I know there's a lot of, oh, well, that's just normal. You're supposed to be like that at that age, or you're supposed to be like that under these circumstances or whatever. And it's just not true. There are so many completely free exercises you can do at home with no equipment, or just getting some cups out your cupboard or whatever, or using your own chair, that take 1 minute, take 2 minutes, and improve your whole life, your whole lifestyle. But also the ability to get out the house and use buses again, get on and off buses so you can actually travel to places, the ability to get on and off your own chair, the ability to pick things up from the floor. There's so many exercises I can show you around picking things up from the floor. Guys, I could go on and on and on and on and on. If you do want me to write a course, give me a heart in the comments and I'll do it. Otherwise, I won't. But there is so much that can be done. Please, if anybody ever says to you, yeah, but that's just normal, you're supposed to be like that, do not believe them. There is always something out there you can do. And if it's not on my YouTube channel, go on someone else's YouTube channel, because there's a lot of us trained now properly in over 70s. Make sure you are following somebody that is trained properly, though, not somebody that's just turned up on the scene, somebody that knows what they're doing. But there's always something that you can do. So thank you very much for that, Andrea. I'm really chuffed that you're sharing it with somebody that needs the support. Right, guys, do like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out. And I feel like I'm like a broken record saying that. Anyway, please do like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out. I hope you've enjoyed today's 20-minute session. Next week, we'll be coming on, and I will be moving on to hand arthritis. And I hope you have a fabulous day. Mwah! Bye.